All right, what's up everybody? Hope everyone's having a good night, day, weekend, whatever day or time it might be for you guys. I just hope you're having a great time. Today, we're gonna be making the Koopa shells from Mario Brothers. So these are some completed ones. I'm gonna make the other ones with you here too. We've got the blue shell, we've got the red shell. We're gonna actually make the green shell right now. So these are the ones that are on the back of those little Koopa Trooper guys. Usually measures about like 10 centimeters or so. It just depends what kind of yarn you guys are using. I use a worsted weight yarn. You guys are welcome to use like a larger weight yarn like plush. You just gotta use a little bit of a bigger hook. So whatever hook corresponds with the weight of yarn that you use. All my patterns are adaptable to larger weight yarns too as well. For the colors, we're gonna want basically green or blue or red, and then a darker version of that. That's just gonna be for the accents on the top here when we're making the actual shell shape. You're gonna want white, and then some sort of like cream for like the belly. And then we're also gonna want black, and that's just gonna be for those holes that we make. All right, so without further ado, let's get started for this Koopa Troopa shell here. So the Koopa Troopa shell starts with a chain 7 here. All right, we're gonna chain 7. And I'm using a 4mm hook here, guys. You can use a 4mm or 3.75 with the worsted yarn, but whatever you guys feel like or have lying around the house. 4, 5, 6, 7. So chain 7. We're gonna turn, go back into the second chain from the hook, and we're gonna single crochet 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're gonna go around to the opposite side of that chain here. We're gonna crochet 6 here. Oh, and yeah, so we're using the color that's the lighter of the two colors that you have. Again, if you're doing blue or red, we're gonna start with the lighter color, blue or red. Here we're doing green. This is our lighter green, and we're gonna be using the darker green later for the accents. But yeah, start with the lighter color here. So that's single crochet 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're going into round 2 now. For round 2, we're gonna do a single crochet and an increase, and we're gonna repeat that 6 times. I'm gonna use yarn as my little marker here so I know which row we're in. All right, so 1 single crochet and an increase. 1 single crochet and an increase. 1 single crochet and an increase, and we're just gonna kind of go around here. Okay, now we're gonna do 2 single crochets and an increase. Obviously, we're repeating that 6 times. Then we're going to do 3 single crochets and an increase. Repeat 6 times. 2, 3 single crochets and an increase here. Another 3 single crochets. And an increase. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So obviously this is the top of the Koopa shell. Koopa shell. Koopa Troopas. Okay, Next round is gonna be 4 SCs and a single, and an increase, repeated 6 times. Okay, so I always like to just, you know, every couple of rows here, just check and make sure that we're on track. So just count, make sure that you guys ended with 36 total stitches here. That's at the end of round 5, before we go into round 6. So just count and just make sure that you're not missing any stitches or anything. All right, so let's go into round 6, which will be 5 single crochets and an increase, repeated 6 times. 5, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the next round, round 7 is gonna be 6 single crochets and then an increase. And at the end of that last round, we're gonna end with 42 stitches. Now, at the end of this next one, it's gonna be 48 stitches. So 6 single crochets and then an increase repeated 6 times. So 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, increase. Okay, so we just finished round 7. So after round 7, we're gonna end up with a total of 48 stitches here. I'm gonna cut off this loose end, just because I don't really like loose ends going too long there, so cut that off. For the next 3 rows, so for round 8, 9, and 10, we're just single crocheting around here. So we're just gonna single crochet 48 for the next 3 rounds. Just for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna kind of fast forward to that, so I'll see you guys after we do those 3 rounds. All right, guys, so we just finished that row 10. So we just went rows 8 through 10 with a single crochet of 48. So right before we do this last stitch here, we're gonna change over to the color cream. That's that little kind of like a darker whitish color, or if you guys have like an off-white or something, because we're just trying to make the belly of the turtle, which is just not, it's not usually white. So try to go with a little bit of like a darker white or a cream for this side. Yeah, and the color change doesn't have to be like, you know, like those crazy color change or anything, because we're going to cover up that color change anyways with one of those white, that like white tube that goes around the turtle. So to me, I'm just gonna added that in there. So we don't have to, again, it doesn't have to be a great color change or anything. So for the next round, we're gonna be in round 11. You're gonna wanna go in the back loops here, and then we're gonna do a single crochet 48, which is basically just all the way around again, but we're in the back loops here. I'm gonna tie this off and just kind of cut it. Again, doesn't have to be a great color change here, just kind of change the colors because we'll be covering it up later. Tie off this loose end here. Okay, and then again, continue in the back loops here, going all the way around the back loops. Okay, I'm gonna put my stitch marker back in here. And then so for round 11, it's gonna be a little bit different here. So we're gonna do 6 SCs, then a decrease. And we're not in the back loops anymore, so we're in both loops. 1, 2 single crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6 SCs and then a decrease. And then we're gonna do another 6 SCs and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now it gets a little bit different. We're gonna switch to half double crochet. So 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then a decrease. Then another 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then a decrease. Then 6 single crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a decrease. Another 6 single crochets and a decrease. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that is round 12. So at the end of round 12, we're gonna wanna make sure we have 42 total stitches here. We're gonna move on to round 13 now. So for round 13, we're gonna do 5 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a decrease here. Then another 5 single crochets and then a decrease. 3, 4, 5, decrease. Then 5 half double crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a decrease. And then another 5 half double crochets and a decrease here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, decrease. And then 5 single crochets and a decrease. 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. Then 5 single crochets and a decrease. And that should finish up that round. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to round 14 here. And for round 14, we're gonna start with 4 single crochets and then a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. Another 4 single crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease, and then 4 half double crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. 4 single crochets and a decrease. 2, 3, 4, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. And so now we're going to do round 15, which is 3 single crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. And then we're going to be doing 3 half double crochets and then decrease. 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease, and then 3 single crochets and a decrease. 3, decrease, and then another 3 single crochets and a decrease. Okay, so for round 16, we're gonna do 2 single crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease, and then 2 half double crochets and a decrease. Half double crochet, decrease, and then another 2 half double crochets and a decrease here. Half double crochet, and a decrease. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease, 2, decrease, another 2 single crochets and a decrease. Okay, so this is going to be the spot where we stuff here. So let's get some. I use polyfill. You guys can use any kind of polyester stuffing, but we're going to stuff here. Stuff pretty firmly too. Let's get some more stuff in here. All right. This front side is going to be a little front loaded here, so you're going to see how it like kind of angles up this way. So that side, yeah, just make sure we're nice and stuffed here, because that's where the head's going to go. Well, I guess the head hole, not really the head, but that's where the hole where the head is supposed to be is going to go. Okay, so that's pretty stuffed. All right, so for the last round, it's going to be round 17. We're just going to do single crochet and then a decrease, and we're going to repeat that 6 times, and that'll be the end here. So, single crochet, decrease, 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 increase, crochet decrease, and then we're gonna tie this off here, and you're gonna have a little hole. And this hole, oh yeah, just leave a little bit longer here so you can sew, but let's get our stitch marker out. Okay, so this little hole we're gonna kind of sew closed here. So let's get our yarn needle. We're just gonna sew it closed. Like if you remember on the other side, when we started off, it was just kind of like this flat line here we made from the chain. So it's basically exactly what we want to do here. We're gonna flatten this out here. And we're just gonna sew it together. Okay, so you're gonna have these like little edges that kind of stick up a little bit. I'm just gonna sew them into the pattern here. I just want to make sure nothing's like sticking up or anything. If anything's sticking up, just grab it and put it back through. Send it back through here. Okay, there we go. So that's that way it's nice and flat. I'm gonna tie this off. Just go through it a couple times, kind of lace my way through here a couple times, and then it's pretty much tied off. That yarn ain't going anywhere. All right. All right, so let's cut that off, and then that is the body of our pattern here. So as you can see, that's gonna be the body. Yeah, so that's what we got. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the hexagon. It's basically a hexagon on the top portion of the shell here. So you can see this is the completed one. Basically, it's made from a hexagon. So we're gonna be making 6 sides here on the top here. And then we're gonna kind of be connecting every single other side here as well. So let's go ahead and just get a little piece of yarn here. We'll just do the top hexagon first. The most important thing is that it's kind of straight. So you might have to just do it a couple times so that you make sure that it's straight and you're counting the exact number of stitches are the same. Let's see how that looks. So I don't think that's the right stitch here, so I think it's this one. Yeah, I think that's the wrong stitch too, so. I think we actually were in the right stitch there. Okay, so let's go backwards here. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good here. Okay, so there's my hexagon. I kind of want to change that stitch maybe a little bit, right? move it kind of out, just maybe to there. So let's change this one out here. Okay, it looks pretty good. So again, we got a little hexagon here. Might have to do it a couple times like I did, just to make sure it's nice and straight here. But the rest of it is a little easier, I promise. It's just that first one, that first hexagon, we just want to make it look relatively straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I mean, it's got to be as close to perfect as you guys can make it, just so that the rest of the hexagons look a little bit nicer here. So I'm going to tie this off. We're going to send through here. There we go. All right, and from each hexagon, we're gonna be making other, like, it's not a full hexagon, but it's more like a pentagon almost, yeah. So we're gonna make a couple of those. So I'm gonna get some more string here. I'll probably split this in like 2 separate sections here. So yeah, this is kind of what we're aiming for, is something like this that goes down, and then these 2 little, like, about 1 stitch over and then 2 stitches up. And then this is just gonna be a straight line from whatever corner you have. So about that, except for the front one, I kind of want to do 3 stitches up. So we'll start with the front one here first. So we've got the front here. We're gonna want to go maybe like 3 stitches up from here. Just keep it straight. And then probably like 1 stitch over. 1 or 2. We'll just see how that looks. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. And same thing here. Just going on to the next one. And then the rest of them I'm just going to do 2 stitches from the end here. So you can see I'm just going up 2 stitches from the end. Okay, these are like 2 stitches from the end here. Then we're going to tie this off. All right, so let's tie this off. And that's the accents here. Now there's like a ton of polyfill kind of leaking through here that we're just going to kind of take off. So we're going to want to just try to get those little pieces off here in a second, just so we don't have a bunch of like white strands sticking everywhere. So let's just get off all these like little stray white strands here. Okay, so that's what we got. That's the top of the shell. You can see that's the other one that we made. Okay, so next thing that we are going to do is the kind of this circle thing here. It just goes around basically the entire shell. So that will be the next part. And for that part, we're going to start with the color white. That'll be the next part. So let's get the color white here. Hi, I'm Michael from Knotmonster. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, please take the time to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can be the first to see my new videos and new content. If you want to learn more about crochet or you want to see more patterns, I have an Etsy store. Check it out. It's knotmonster.etsy.com. Or if you want a paperback version, I do have books on Amazon. I've got books such as my Pink Edition book, my Balloon Animal book, and my Knotmonsters Potted Plant book. Those are all available paperback copies at Amazon. Just search Knotmonsters in the search bar. Anyways, let's get back to the crochet. All right, so with your color white, you're gonna wanna single crochet 6 into a magic ring, so MR6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is round 1. We're gonna go all the way to round 43 after this. So that's gonna be a lot of rounds here. You can also measure it too as well. 43 was the perfect amount for me to go all the way around here. If you need more or you need less, just keep measuring it when you go around the actual the shell here, but it should be around 43 rounds. So again, for the sake of the video, we're gonna fast forward through this part, and then I will meet you when we are done with the 43 rounds. All right, guys, so we just finished round 43 here of this kind of like white tube. So there's 43 of them again. Yours could be a little bit more, a little bit less. Just kind of see what fits all the way around the turtle shell. It just depends on your tension too as well. If you gotta add a couple more rounds or, you know, retract a couple rounds, that's fine too as well. So once you're done here, you're gonna wanna turn this into like a circle, and then we're going to tie it all together here. So right now I'm just sewing this to itself, just to kind of create like a little circle here, a little donut. Okay. Sewing the circle together here. Okay. All right, so now you've got the circle together. We're gonna attach the circle to the shell. Right, I like to attach it right where we have this, right where in the back loops here, just attach it to this front loop. And just keep going around sewing this together here. it together. Okay, and then we're just gonna kind of sew this in here too as well. So let's go ahead and just tie this off right here. And so here we are, we're just tying it off a little bit here, making sure everything is nice and sewn inside. Okay, let's sew that in. All right, let's tie this all the way up here. And all right, and then that's pretty much it. So we go ahead and tighten this up here, and yeah, that is the circle around here. So the next thing we're gonna do, you can see it kind of like bends upwards a little bit too around this part. You kind of want this part to like open up a little bit and this part to be a little bit farther flat. The next part we're gonna do is this head hole here. So that's gonna be the next piece we're gonna do after the head hole. Then we're gonna do the 4 little arms here, and then that'll be it. So let's start making those head holes. Okay, for the head holes, we're gonna start with a magic ring of 3 in the color black. It's just gonna go 1, 2, 3. Gonna tighten up that magic ring. Chain 1, turn, and then on the second chain from hook, I'm gonna increase 3 times. Increase. And on that last increase, we're going to change colors to cream. Increase. So pull it through that cream color here. Then we're going to turn. We're going to do single crochet and then increase. We're going to repeat that 3 times. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. And we're going to tie that off. Take a little long because we're going to use that to attach everything here. And we're going to cut this off here too. Alright. So there we go. That's the head hole. So for the head hole, again, we're going to try to center this here too as well. I'm going to attach the black first, just so it's kind of aligned a little bit here. Just so we can kind of align it and make sure it's dead center here. So we can measure this to that line that runs up along the stomach here. So, okay, we're gonna do it right here. Okay, that's a good spot. Okay, let's go ahead and tie this in. We're gonna want to attach all the way up here too. You want it to be all the way up, right in between where the green and the cream meet. Off. I'm going to send these through. Take this one. Sew the rest of it on. Just make sure everything's aligned here. Okay, I think that looks pretty cool. So we've got the front part of the shell here. You can see that's the little head part of the shell. We can kind of angle this a little bit here too as well, but let's attach the 4 feet here next. So for the 4 feet, we're essentially just gonna be doing an MR of 3 and that's it. So let's do a magic ring of 3 in black. And then we're gonna tighten that up. We'll chain that off too as well. Let's tighten up MR3. You can see it's like a little mini crescent there. And we're gonna be sewing those equidistant to each other. Just kind of see where you want them. And what looks nice, because I kind of think it looks nice if it's, you know, just maybe like a couple stitches away from this, or maybe like 3 stitches away from there, I think would be nice. But just make sure the line's over here too as well. So let's go ahead and just sew this first arm on. Okay, so just sewing the first arm on. And then sew this in here. Here, I'm just gonna send this through a little bit just so I can tie it off. Okay. Alright, so that's one arm. And then we're gonna knot this up here. Okay, and we're just gonna send that through. So there's one arm, you guys can see that. There's one arm. We'll do the same thing on this side, equidistant, but let's go ahead and make one more. I'll make the leg hole here too, and then we'll kind of fast forward through the other parts here, but or at least from the other side. We'll have you guys do those. So again, MR of 3, tying it up, chain 1, tie that off. Okay. Then we're going to kind of measure where we want it. I think right here is pretty good. Probably just like a good couple stitches here, maybe like 6 stitches or so. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think back here probably is good. Okay. Let's just do it right here. Again, it's not too important how many, like what the number of stitches are. Just as long as they're the same as the other side. So that's the main important thing. So it's balanced with the other side. Because you don't want armholes and leg holes that are not aligned. Alright, so this in here. Okay. And then we're going to send it through. Okay, so we got the arm and the leg hole. Armhole, leg hole. All right. Armhole, leg hole. So let's just do the exact same thing on this side and I'll meet you guys afterwards. All right, guys, so I just finished those other arms here. You can see so those arms and those legs are kind of equidistant from each other, but those are the holes. You kind of want to bend this part up a little bit because just that's how the shell is shaped. So just bend it up a little bit like that, just so it kind of tips upwards a little bit. I think that makes it look a little bit cuter here. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for the green shell. So there's our green shell. Here's my red shell made earlier. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So now we're gonna move on to our blue shell. It's basically the exact same thing as what you just made with this green shell, just with blue and dark blue for the accents here on the top of the Koopa shell. For the blue spiny shell, however, we do have these little spines. So I went ahead and did these other 6 spines here. We're gonna do the 7th together right now, but it's all the same thing over and over again. So we're gonna make this spine right here for the spiny blue shell. So we're gonna start with color white. You're gonna magic ring 4 here. So it's magic ring 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, then we're gonna do single crochet and increase twice, which is gonna give us 6 stitches. And always with these magic ring 4s, it's a little tight here, so just gotta get it in there. It will go though. Okay, and then let's increase. See, and then another increase, and that'll be 6 stitches. And then we're gonna actually flip this the other direction because it's not turning here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna tighten this up. We're gonna cut off this loose end here a little bit, and then we're gonna flip it the right direction here before we do the last 6 stitches. So I'm gonna push it the right way, so it's going the right way. Okay. Alrighty, and then we just single crochet 6. And you guys don't gotta stuff these or anything, you just attach them straight on. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and then tie this off. Tie it off. Alright. Okay, and then now we're gonna roll this out into a little spine because it's kind of bunched up a little bit, so there we go. So that spine we're gonna attach directly. Again, you don't gotta stuff it or anything for this. Just attach it right to the top of this Koopa shell, this blue spiny Koopa shell here. Right, just right dead center in between all these like hexagons that you guys have made from earlier. Just make sure it's in a good spot here. Off here. All right. Okay, so there's the spiny shell, that Koopa spiny blue shell that flies at you. And that's pretty much it. So we've made our spiny shell. We've made our green and red shells. You know, I hope you guys had a great time making these. I had a lot of fun making these too as well. I think they're super cute. So they're perfect for like a keychain or anything. Or hey, say you want to make them bigger or anything. All of my patterns are adjustable with plush yarns, bigger yarns. Again, you just gotta use a little bit of a bigger hook. You're not gonna be able to use a 4, but you can use plush yarns, toss in like a 7mm, 8mm hook. Yeah, it'll be super cute. They're nice and big, but if you want them small like this a little bit, you can make them, you know, even a smaller yarn, lighter weight yarn works as well. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed my videos, I really appreciate if you like, subscribe, follow me on Knotmonster and on Instagram, and please tag me too as well. I would love to see your creations and see how they turned out. I love watching them. So please tag me, throw me a message too as well. Let me know how everything's going. So other than that, I hope you guys had a great time. Happy crocheting, and I'll see you guys in the next video.